Boom! Hey, what's up, guys? So this is Emphasis from Casual Crypto Enthusiasts, and I'm back with another quick video. This is well, hopefully this will be quick, but it's just a video just reminding people that the bull run is not over. Like, it is not over, man. I'm seeing so many people panicking, getting scared, getting negative, and I think this is ultimately just really a test of people's convictions. Because if you really panic sell right now, are you really, like, I look at it like this: are you willing to look back in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however many years? Are you willing to look back and be regretful that you didn't wait 2 months? Like, it's only been sideways movements in the bull run for 2 months. And the crazy thing about it is, you could look at previous bull runs and the same thing has happened, where it had an initial pump and then it pulled back for a bit and went sideways for a little while, and then especially going into like the fall and the winter, it has that one final blast off to the top. And I don't know why so many people are panicking, man. Like, and there's some people that I see, I forgot who, Bearable Bull had quoted somebody else, but there was some people I seen who put a very profound quote out there where they said, you know, many people will be very patient when it comes to going to a job that they hate for 20 years. Many people will be very patient when it comes to staying in a toxic and unhealthy relationship for many months to years. Many people will be very patient when it comes to so many other things that are very detrimental to their health, well-being, and happiness. But yet, when it comes to making life-changing money in crypto, all of a sudden, everybody is just impatient. Everybody is just mad, saying we didn't moon, so it's not gonna happen. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. I want to get into a quick story on how I got into crypto in the first place. It was 2019. Before I even get into a story about going into crypto, in late 2018 to early 2019, I was working at Target. It's funny I'm telling this story because I'm sitting in the parking lot of Target right now. But, you know, in late 2018 to early 2019, I was working at Target. Obviously, I hated it. But there was a conversation I was having with one of my coworkers. She was pretty nice. She was a nice lady. I think she was like, she was a bit older than me. You know, at the time I was only 22. She was about, I think, like 35 or something. Like, she already like had like a husband and kids and stuff. Like, so she was like further in life than me, but still, like, she was pretty cool to talk to. But the point is, I would talk to her about investing a lot sometimes. You know, like, we would just talk from time to time about investing in things like that, and, you know, passive income and those type of things. And as I was talking to her, I said something that I didn't even realize that I meant. I knew it in my gut that I felt that way, but that was the first time I ever articulated it, and it really caught me off guard. Which is, I said to her as I was talking, I was like, well, me investing in stuff like Amazon and Microsoft and Apple, it doesn't really make much sense, because all those companies, all those stocks have already gone sky high. They've already succeeded. Those aren't the things that I really want to get in on for the most part. Like, the things that I want to get in on are the next Googles, the next Amazons, the next, you know, Apple, the next whatever. Like, that was, you know, and that's what I felt in my gut, and then, you know, but I never really articulated it even to myself before. I never really knew what I felt, but that's just what I felt. And that's why I really was happy and thankful that conversation happened, because that was the first time I really had clarity in my own mind of what I really wanted and what I was really thinking when it comes to investing and making money. So, and at that point, I knew, like, yeah, I want to find the next, you know, whatever, the next big company, the next IBM, whatever. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I just knew, like, yeah, that is something that I would like. Fast forward a few months later into 2019. It's about mid-2019. I left that job at Target. I hated it. I just did not show back up. I was just tired of going. And as in the next couple of days after, you know, I was no longer there, for whatever reason, I said, I want to look back up that Bitcoin thing I heard people talking about. Mind you, I did not know at the time that there was multiple cryptocurrencies. I had no idea that there was like thousands of cryptos out there. Like I was just under the impression that there was like Bitcoin and that was it. Like most people, like you know, when you don't know yet, you know, you're just completely oblivious to just how many cryptos exist. But still, but I fell down a rabbit hole is the point I'm trying to get across. Like once I just casually just started looking up Bitcoin again, I just fell down that night. I still remember that night. It's been like 2 years now. I fell down a rabbit hole where I just was completely just like drowning in crypto information and videos and all this stuff. Like it just became I became basically obsessed with it. Like it was just very, very interesting to me. And that was such a big moment for me because I said at that moment, yo, this is it. That thing that I said I wanted to find, that next thing, the next IBMs, the next Amazons, the next Apples, all that stuff, this is it. Now I wasn't delusional and thought that, oh, it was gonna be all of these coins. I knew, you know, a lot of these coins probably won't make it, but I also knew that a lot of these coins will. So because of that, I was like, yo, I'm definitely gonna like just start putting money into this. You know, even though I didn't have much money, I said I'm gonna try to do what I can to make whatever I can. And at that time, funny enough, I thought that it was gonna just go, the price was gonna start jumping up any day now at that point. So I was like, oh man, I gotta try to get whatever I can, you know, before this bull run happens. You know, little did I know, you know, remember this is 2019, so little did I know that I was in like the middle of like the freaking bear market, and the price wasn't gonna go back up till like late 2020 to early 2021. But still that was still the best decision I made in my life. I was so convinced. And again, you don't need to know the ins and outs of all this stuff to understand the magnitude of what's about to happen. Just like electricity, the average person doesn't know exactly how electricity works. They really don't know. If you ask the average person to explain it, they can't. But they do know that electricity helps them in their everyday life. They do know that if they sit in a tub full of water and they drop a plugged in toaster into it, then they're going to get electrocuted and die. So the point I'm trying to get across is, even though people might not know every little thing about it, you still need to understand enough about it to know that this is a big opportunity and you stand to make a lot of money if you believe in it and if you're invested in the right coins. A lot of people, unfortunately, their convictions just aren't that strong, and they're the ones that are gonna miss out. I know several people that bought certain coins and then sold out, and then they start panicking and complaining that as soon as they sold it, it went back up in price. And I'm like, dude, you held it for like 2 months. Like, you held it for like a couple weeks and were complaining that it didn't go to the moon. Just wait. But people are just so stupid. Like, I hate to be so rude, but yeah, that's just what it is. Like, a lot of retail investors are just stupid. They're stupid and impatient, which is so ironic because just like that quote, people are very patient when it comes to going to a job they don't like for 20 years. But when it comes to investing in something that could change your life forever, you don't want to wait like 1 to 2 years, bro. Like you don't want to wait even a few months. It's ridiculous, man. Like the bull run is still happening right now. This is still the bull run, and people have to understand that. But people just don't get it, man. Like it just blows my mind how much people complain about this stuff. I just don't understand why people just can't sit back and wait. How strong are your convictions? Are you really willing to risk missing out on life-changing money? Do you want to be one of these idiots that are on these different news channels, or on these different websites in a year or 2 or 5 years or however long, complaining that, oh, I used to have 1,000 XRP but I sold it. Oh, I used to have 1,000 Theta but I sold it. Oh, I used to have 1,000 Ethereum but I sold it. Oh, I used to have 1,000 whatever coin but I sold it. Do you want to be one of those idiots? Just like how now we keep looking back at all the people in the past who complain, saying, oh man, I wish I never sold my Bitcoin at 8 cents. Oh, I wish I never sold my Bitcoin at $1. Oh, I wish I never sold my Bitcoin at $8. Do you want to be one of those idiots? Do you want to be that? And this is exactly why retail investors always lose. because you're not looking at the big picture. And a lot of people, and I want to get to something else. Well, I really want to get to the same thing, but just from a different angle. A lot of people, you want to know one of the reasons why I can't stand when people talk about investing, and because a lot of people aren't serious, and the reason they're not serious is because they want to get rich off. Not only do they want to get rich off of a small amount of money, which it's possible, but they don't understand realistically what it would take to get rich off a small amount of money. But then also, people want to get rich off of a sure thing. So I want to get into those two ideas real quick. When it comes to getting rich off of a small amount of money, first of all, is it possible? Yes, but again, price entry point is everything. If you put $1,000 last year into Theta, when Theta hit like $13 to $16 a few months ago, you would have had over $160,000. But guess what? At 8 cents, none of you wanted to buy Theta. At 8 cents, I was telling people about Theta, and they didn't want to pay it any mind. Now you fast forward a year later, and you're listening to these people on YouTube shilling Theta, saying, "Oh, $10 Theta is a steal." If they think $10 Theta is a steal, what do you think that could have meant for you if you would have gotten that 8 cents? So again, price entry point is everything, but people don't get that, because again, people don't see the value of things, they just see the price of things. So when something is still very low and affordable, and something that they could actually get in on and get a sizable position, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Like, it's so frustrating, and it's so disgusting to me. Because then these same people will complain, they'll blame the world, they'll make up all these ridiculous excuses, all these ridiculous excuses that they could come up with about why the world isn't fair and why this is rigged. No, the opportunity was there right in your face. You missed out on it. You passed on it. Because it wasn't it wasn't a sure thing. And to me, these investments are a sure thing. When I found out about Theta, even though there weren't many videos about it, when I found out about Theta and what it did and what it could be, and my imagination started running wild, I knew it in the pit of my stomach, yo, that's a coin that's probably going to be $100 one day. And I bought a little bit of it. Best decision I made. One of the best decisions I made in my portfolio. I could look at something like Theta and say, yo, that's a sure thing. I could look at Ecomi right now and say, yo, that's a sure thing, even though it's like 0.003 cents. I could look at XRP when it was at 11 cents or 25 cents or 33 cents or 19 cents or I looked at it and I said, no, that's a sure thing, to me at least. It may not be a sure thing to the mainstream media, to the normies out there, and that's the problem, because a lot of retail investors at the end of the day, no offense to them, but they're all normies. That's all it boils down to. And because of the fact that they're normies, they don't understand a good opportunity when it hits them on the head. They don't get it, which is exactly why they wait until it's a sure thing. And by sure thing, what I mean is, these people, they're not gonna trust it until mainstream media embraces it. Once you start seeing all these propaganda pushing websites and TV channels like CNN and MSNBC and all these propaganda pushing channels that you should not trust, because all of that information they're pushing is BS information. Once you start seeing those channels pushing crypto, it'll be too late. But ironically, that'll be when all these same people will be the most bullish on crypto, and they'll be the most interested in wanting to buy it, not realizing they already missed the boat. They just don't get it. They don't understand that. And that's exactly why retail investors lose. So often people blame it on all these ridiculous things, man. You see some people, they'll blame it on oh man, it's capitalism's terrible. They'll say things like that. They'll try to blame it on things like racism. They'll try to blame it on all these different ridiculous things and never want to look in a mirror and say, oh, I just missed out on a good opportunity because I was being a freaking idiot. That's the thing people don't want to have to do. They don't want to take personal accountability. A good opportunity is looking them right in the face, and people are still like, I tried to buy it on Coinbase. Somebody told me, man, I was gonna try to buy it, but it rejected my card, and I felt discouraged, and so I just fell back, and the price fell down. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. And I'm like, dude, are you convinced? Are your convictions strong or not? Who cares if the price goes down, man? Just go buy it. It doesn't matter. If you believe in it, if you really understand what's about to happen, go buy it. But a lot of people don't get it, and then these same people, and I'm sorry to just rant like this. I don't even think I'm gonna edit this. I think I'm just gonna upload it just as is. But like the reason it annoys me so much is these same people in a couple years are gonna be the same ones complaining that, oh man, I missed out. Just like how you see people now complaining, oh, that they didn't buy Amazon, they didn't buy Tesla, they didn't buy all these different stocks that have gone up in price. The same thing's gonna happen when it comes to crypto. You're gonna have people in a couple years complaining, oh man, I didn't buy Stellar, I didn't buy this, I didn't buy that. And even though they're gonna be complaining about it, do you think they're gonna be honest and say the reason they didn't buy it was simply because they just didn't buy it? They chose not to buy it because they didn't believe in it? No, they're not gonna say that. They're not gonna admit that. They're not gonna be that honest. They're gonna come up with the BS excuse. How many of these people, these so-called financial gurus, because a lot of people swear up and down they know everything about money, how many of these gurus was buying Amazon stock when it crashed 95% back at the end of the dot-com bubble? Probably not many people. And then these same people now at $3,000 are telling you to buy Amazon because, you gotta do that. No. And the reason I say no is because, number one, I understand how most people's finances are, and I understand how most people's investment goals are, or investment strategies, I should say, whatever, however you want to look at it. And the reason I say that is because, look, the average person, there's already been studies come out letting you know the average person has like less than like $4,000 in their bank account. And last time I seen an update on that study, that was like before 2020, with all the nonsense that happened then. So who knows what that number might be now? It might be less than 4,000. Who knows? But the point is, and I'm talking from not just from studies like that, but also from experience of talking to other people who talk about wanting to get into investing. These same people, when it's time to invest, they just say, oh, I have $1,000, and I'm just like, okay, but that's not, you should get it if that's all you have, which a lot of people, that's all they walk in with. It's very imperative that you get in during the bear market. It's very imperative that you buy at great entry points. But people don't want to do that because they're stupid. They know the value of nothing and the price of everything. They know the price of everything and the value of nothing. So when it's very affordable for them, they don't want to pay that any mind. But as soon as that crypto goes up from 8 cents to $500, now they want to buy it. And all they have is a measly $1,000. They can't get anything with that. Thing went up, now they could barely afford one of those coins when they had a chance to have thousands. And they missed out. That's all it boils down to. Their convictions weren't strong enough. And I'm assuming if you're even this far in the video, not only do you agree with me, but your convictions are strong enough. So, or maybe you're somebody who's on the fence and need a reminder. This is still a bull run. Don't get swindled out of changing your life. Because that's exactly what's happening. The media, the crypto whales that are manipulating the market, the SEC, they are trying to swindle people out of changing their life, out of making life-changing money. They're trying to swindle you. And a lot of people are going to fall for it. They've already fell for it. You see it right now. A bunch of people talk about how they sold. And they're saying dumb things like, oh man, I'm out, man. I'll get back in, once things go back up. Well, you dummy. Once things go back up, you'll be priced out. That's the point. They shook you out. It was a shakeout. And people just don't get it. They want to invest. They want to get rich off of a sure thing. And that's not how that works. If you want to get rich off of a sure thing, you got to take that risk and invest in it before it's officially considered a sure thing. You can't wait until the mainstream media is co-signing something. You should be focusing on doing the opposite of what they're doing. Being a contrarian investor. That's what you should be focused on. Doing the exact opposite. Whatever they're talking about, just go in the exact opposite direction. That's what you should be focused on. if you really are trying to, make a lot of money, if you really want to change your life, or at least have a shot at changing your life. But people just don't get it, man. They really just don't get it. And it's just mind-boggling. Because I'm just like, I'm not claiming that I was the smartest person on earth. But at the same time, you have to, at the same time, you're just like, yo, these guys, some of these people are just legit idiots. Impatient fools. Not to say that they're like stupid overall, like when it comes to everything in life, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's ridiculous, man. Just wait. You can't be patient for a little bit longer. Failure is temporary. Regret lasts a lifetime. Let's say if there was a worst case scenario where a lot of cryptos legit went to zero and everybody was wrong. Even if that was to happen, which it won't, but even if that was to happen, okay, that's a failure. It is what it is. We will know for sure that it wasn't meant to be. We'll have the closure and we could move on. But that's not what happened. That's not what's happening. When you see the likes of BlackRock buying crypto, when you see the likes of Chase and Bank of America and PNC Bank and Santander and MasterCard, and when you see all these different powerhouses getting involved with different crypto projects, whether it's XRP, whether it's XLM, whether it's Circle, whether it's whatever, when you see them getting involved with these things, what you think they're doing that because they think, oh yeah, this is just a fad? No, this is not a fad. This is the fourth industrial revolution, dog. This is game-changing opportunity. Sitting right in people's laps, sitting right on people's phones, and they're not paying attention. They're asleep at the wheel. They're out here following dating coaches all day. They're out here following, just random beef between like celebrities on drama channels all day, and they're not even thinking about this. And then once it's too late, they'll be the same ones putting up videos talking about, oh man, this isn't fair. Why didn't they tell us? Name one time any government across the world ever told their citizens about a good opportunity to make life-changing wealth. Name one time. I can't think of one. Name one time. In the comment section, if you can think of one, let me know, because I've never heard of any. I've never heard of anyone. I've never heard of any one government ever giving their citizens a good heads up on a major opportunity to make life-changing wealth and to change their life forever. I've never heard of it. I've heard of them doing the exact opposite. I've heard of governments recognizing a major opportunity and then sabotaging their citizens, sabotaging the opportunities their citizens have to access that wealth. Like when the gold rush was happening, where the government started going to the people who, instead of them even trying to go to each individual and take back their gold, they're just going straight to the dealers themselves and restricting how much gold they give out at all. So next thing you know, now the average person doesn't have any gold at all. Boom, now you locked out. Even when you see what's going on with cannabis, like for years, what did they do? They demonized it. They sent people to jail over it. They made it seem like it was the worst thing ever. As soon as they was ready to get involved with it, guess what? By then, a bunch of people already lost. They missed out. They weren't tied in, and now they're the main ones profiting. They're trying to do the same thing with crypto. They're gonna do the same thing with crypto, to be honest with you. But, because when it's all said and done, a lot of the average retail investors, a lot of their banks are gonna set it up to where you're just gonna buy crypto straight from them and keep it in your regular bank account with them. That's what they ultimately want to do. That way they can maintain control. And a lot of people are gonna willingly go along with that, not even realizing how big they missed out, not even really realizing it. So again, I gotta emphasize that people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. You gotta go out there and don't be afraid to be a contrarian investor, man. When you know in the pit of your stomach that, yo, this right here is the one. When I'm looking at things like what's going on with Ecomi and VV, I'm like, yo, this right here, this is the one. I'm looking at so many of these projects and I'm like, yo, this is like stuff that's gonna take over the world. Whether it's today or whether it's in a month, whenever, it's gonna happen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of just when. And can you hold out long enough? Can you hold out long enough to save your life? I look at it like this. When it comes to any time where I might feel a little doubtful or I might be unsure of my investment in crypto, I look at it like this. In a couple years, when I'm sitting on my beachfront property, you know, enjoying the breeze, drinking some water, and just like enjoying my time, knowing that I have unlimited time now because I don't have to work a job that I hate and I can just do things that I'm passionate about, do you think I'm really gonna be stressing or mad about the fact that I had to wait like 2 extra months because in 2021, in the 2021 bull run, it things went side, the charts, the prices of everything was going sideways for 2 months? Is it really that serious? It's not. It's really not. Are you gonna do? I'll tell you what's gonna be way worse. The people that panic sold, who in 5 to 10 years are still gonna be stuck at the jobs that they hate, barely have enough money to retire, and they're sitting here thinking about how they used to own 10,000 XRP and they sold it, or they used to own 1 million Omi and they sold it, or they used to own 10,000 Cardano and they sold it. Not for any good reason, but just simply because they got scared and they were impatient. You know, it's I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I just think it's a shame. It's really a shame how many people will sabotage themselves and not even realize it. They'll be out here just sabotaging themselves and they don't even understand, oh, I'm missing out on a great opportunity. And then these same people, when it's all said and done, they'll have nothing but excuses and they'll be pointing the blame to somebody else. At no point will they take accountability. There's several people who I've tried to give warning to about crypto, and each time I do it, they just sort of shrug me off. And I said, okay. And then as soon as the price goes up, these same people, they're texting me about the situation, and I'm just like, what do you want me to do? I'm giving people one last warning now. Like the people that I'm talking about that I know that I've met in real life, I'm giving them all one last warning right now. And if they don't take heed to it, guess what? Once this bull run actually concludes and we finally reach, that final fifth leg and we're at that climax, once we're at that point, I'm not answering any more questions. I'm no, especially not for free. Because that's another issue, is like this whole time I've been giving people valuable information that could have made them thousands of dollars already for free, and they never, valuable information that could have made them thousands of dollars, and I gave it to them for free, and they just didn't take it seriously, which is another lesson for me. I gotta charge people. Because again, when you give people free information, they just don't value it. Had they listened to me, they would have already made thousands of dollars. They have not. It is ridiculous. But like I said, when I'm done, I'm done. Like I know I'm not the only one. I know. Let me know in the comment section if you also feel the same way. Where once we finally reach the climax of this bull run, the fifth leg, and all of us that stayed and hodled, once we all cash out, we're not going to be interested in answering any of your beginner questions. Like, don't ask me any of your beginner questions about crypto. There's several people who I've given valuable advice to several times over. They never listen, and then a few weeks or a few months later, they're back at square one asking me for the same basic questions that I already gave you all the information you needed to. Already pointed to the proper resources for information that you could have used. You haven't done nothing with it. Like I said, once I cash out, I'm done. I'm finished. I am not the only. I'll still maybe do videos on this channel, but it's not gonna be, it's gonna be specifically for people who already are into crypto. It'll be stuff like that. I'm not gonna do videos for beginners. I'm not answering questions for beginners. Unless you're ready to pay me a ridiculous amount of money for this information, I'm no longer interested in just helping people, because it's a complete waste of time. They don't value it, they don't follow through on it, they don't believe in it, and then after the fact they're gonna be the same ones bothering you, fucking bothering me. Sorry for cursing, guys, but just bothering me, texting me about, oh man, I need to come see you, man. I was thinking about you, man. Like this thing, I heard this coworker, he or she made this much money, and I'm just like, so what? What you telling me for? You could have made that much money too. You ain't listening to me. Now you out here trying to make up for a bad decision, and it's too late. So yeah, man, I did not mean for this interview, for this rant to go on for like half an hour, literally a half an hour. I'm not even gonna edit this, man. I don't know who's gonna watch it. I don't know who needs to watch it. All I know is I had to get that out. I had to get that out because like, I just had a lot of pent up, if you couldn't tell already, I had a lot of pent up energy when it comes to this whole situation. The bull run is still on. We're still in the middle of a bull run. We're in the middle of a bull run. Don't let the pullbacks distract you from the fact that we are still in the midst of what will go down as the greatest bull run. By the time the next bull run happens, the average person is already going to be priced out by then. It'll be all institutions that are profiting from that bull run. It'll be all whales profiting from that bull run. In my opinion, at least. In my opinion, this bull run is the last bull run where the average person will stand a chance to make life-changing money with a very little initial investment. We're still, during this pullback, we were still at a point where if you have, $1,000 to $5,000, you can still put yourself in a position right now to potentially make 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures, depending on which coin. By the time the next bull run happens, that's not going to be the case. By the time the next bull run happens, if you don't have a minimum of $100,000, you're not going to be able to make any gains, any life-changing gains, in my opinion. So again, let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comment section below. Do you agree with me and you think that the bull run is still happening? Because I think it is. All the people all the people in crypto that I follow, whose opinions that I do respect, they also think it is. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure you guys like and subscribe.